put some data into it. Let's say the number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you remember how to do that? Oh, you remember, good. You don't remember? So we do, oops, data, this arrow, then what's next? C, bracket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And enter. And this will put our data in. My laptop's going a bit slow for some reason. There we go. Okay, so there's my data. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you get that, Ellie? Yeah. Okay, do you remember how to get the mean? Yeah, so let's do it together. Mean, data. What did you get? 3. Median data. It's also 3. Min data. Should be 1. Max data. Should be 5. What else? Standard deviation data. That's SD. 1.58. What else did we do? So we did mean, median, min, max, standard deviation, and then we have the interquartile range and the lower quartile and the upper quartile. Do you remember how to get that? Summary, yeah. Summary of the data. So you can see that the first quartile, where's that? 2. And the third quartile is 4. The mean is 3, the median is 2, the minimum is 1, and the maximum is 5. Anything else we did? Histogram, well, I didn't really do it properly, I just showed you a bit. Okay, so now let's move on. Let me just think, was there anything else we did? Oh, well, we just did basic stuff like 1 plus 1, 1 times 1, 1 divided by 1, and 1 minus 1. Oh, yes, and another important thing, we can do things like multiply all the data by 2. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. Or maybe I could like add 1 to the data, so I should get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do. Yeah. Okay, so this is where we remember all of this. Yes? Is it okay for you? Yeah. Okay, so you probably have Excel on your laptop, do you? Yeah, both of you have Excel? Yeah. Let's open up Excel. So I want to make some data. Now, maybe you already have your data for your, well, no, you do have your data for your project, don't you? So if you want, you can use that data, but I want to show you how to format it, how to type it into Excel. It's just, I want to type it in a special way. Not very difficult, not very different, but I just want to show you. So for this program, we don't save the file as XLS. We save it as a different type. Okay. So I'll make up some data. Okay. Oops. I don't need to have my Paint program open. Did you use OR for your assignment? Yeah. Okay, so I'll make up some data. I'll call it X and I'll call it Y. And I'll just make up X can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my Y can be 2.1, 3.9, 6.1, 7.9, 10.1. Now you can use your own data here, okay? You can copy it and paste it in. Tell me when you're ready. Oh, and I'll just give you a little tip. Here up the top, it's easier if you make the name just one word. So for example, Minji, yours is, sorry, Minji or Ellie, which do you prefer? No, you're Anna, yeah. Minji's okay? Yeah, so what is yours? Yours is exports and debt. So maybe yours can be like debt, and here can be like export, something like this? Yeah. And what are your two, Anna?
Working hours and lifestyle.
Oh, interesting. So maybe yours could be working hours as one word and lifespan as one word. Okay, so you have them like this? I mean, this format, just a simple format like this. And Minji, do you have this? Yes? Okay, so what you need to do is file, oh come on, save as, and I'll save it on the desktop, and I'll just call it data. But what's really important is that you make the format CSV when you save it. CSV. So I'll call it data.csv. And I'll save it to the desktop. And okay. Did you get some kind of warning message or? Now it's not really a warning message, but let me just double check it. It should be okay. Let me see. Ah, yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. So you can still open it? Good, yeah, it's fine. And you can still open it? Fantastic. Okay. Right. Now the reason we use CSV is CSV files are very easy to open and read. So for example, I could open this file, I could open it with something like Notepad. I don't need to use Excel. You don't need to do this, but let me just show you why it's a good file format. So my computer is not very powerful, it just takes a minute to do things. It's very old and very cheap. Okay, I might have to wait for it to open that. But my point is, these files, they open on lots of different programs. They're completely universal. Whereas Excel files, you can only open them with Excel, mostly. And you see, when I open it as a text file, it looks like this. Okay, right. Now, let's input our data. So we'll go back to RStudio. So if we go to, where is it, session, I think? And we set the working directory to wherever you saved your file. So for me, actually let me close my, oh, come on, let me close this first. Right, so for me, session, working directory, choose directory, and I'm going to the desktop. Okay, have you done that as well? Yeah? Yes? No, okay. Yes? What, do you have Windows or Apple? Oh, of course, because I can see HP, yeah. You've set it to the desktop? Yeah. Okay. So, what we want to do now is to read our data. Or do you need a little help, Minji? Do you have RStudio open? Yeah, so session, set working directory, choose directory, click desktop, and then select. No, just select. That's it, yeah. That's all. Okay. Right, so let's read in our data. So we use the function we'll put the data into data. So data read.csv bracket comma, and my file was called data.csv. Now, did our data have a title on the first row? It did. For me, I called it X and Y. For Anna, you called it lifespan and working hours, and Adelie, you called it... That's fine, that's fine. So, I'll just call... You need to then say header equals true with a comma here. Can you all see that? What that means is you have a title. Header equals true. Yeah? Okay, enter. No warning message, it worked for you? Now, if you type in data, you should get your data. I get my data. Do you get your data? Problems? Yeah? You got your data up on the screen? Great, great. Not working? Let me see what you typed. Oh, no, now here, let me show you a little trick. If you press up, you get the last command back. There we go. And data, there we go. Okay, so what you can do, suppose I want to look at my X data. If I type in, now you don't do this part, if I type in X, I get an error. I would need to type in data $X. This means from the data, get the X. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I do data $Y, I get my numbers there. But I don't want to type that all the time. So what I can type is attach data. Now if I type X, I should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I type Y, I should get my numbers there. So can you attach your data, please? Attached? Great. Okay. Now you can check your answers in your draft. So if I type in summary X and summary Y, you can check your mean, median, first quartile, upper quartile, min and max. And we type in standard deviation X and standard deviation Y. I have those numbers too. Yeah. Do they look familiar? Do they look like the numbers you calculated when you did it? Yeah. Did you use OR to calculate it or another program? Just calculate. Okay. Well, you can know that the answer is right then. Okay. And did you make histograms as well? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, which program did you use to make a histogram? Ah, I think Joan would prefer a nice graph. I'll show you how to make it here. So, let's say I want to make a histogram of Y. So I type in hist Y. Can you see that? Or whatever you're calling your Y. Hey. Okay, so you should get your graph on the side. Yeah? Now we need to make some changes to it. So for example, Joan and I don't like frequency on the y-axis, we prefer density. So we need to put in an option here where we say frequency, I think it's what is it, FREQ, frequency equals false maybe. Yes, and you see it changes it to density on the graph. Also, maybe we'd like to give it a nicer title. So we can put in the option main equals, and we can give it a nicer title. So we can call it like histogram of, I don't know, coffee sales or something silly. I don't know, whatever you want, okay? You can give it whatever title you want. What else might we like to change? Well, maybe we want to change the x-axis here, give it something nicer. So the option that you would need to add in for that is xlab for label, xlabel equals. So we could say coffee sales in euros per day or something silly like this. You know, whatever you like. So very nice, makes the graph, and then if you want to save the graph, you just pick export, save as image, and then you could, you know, save it on the desktop, and we can call it, I don't know, give it a name like Histogram 1 or something, and save. So you can see it's very easy to make a histogram in this program. And then all I need to do to make it for the x is just change my y to x. And that's all. Okay, so that's histograms. So you said you drew yours, and what did you do?
I stopped it here.
Oh, did you?
Make sure the shape.
Yeah.
I still drew.
You still drew it though, okay. Right, so that's histogram. Now next I think we'll look at is the scatter plot. Now let me see if I remember how to do that. I think it's just a matter of typing in plot x comma y, but don't type that yet, that might be wrong. No, it's right. So you get a nice scatter plot if you type plot x, y. But there are many things missing from my plot, so give me something that's missing here. Even more basic than that. Well, I don't have any title. I don't say what the x and y are. So I'll add that in. So plot x comma y. How do I change the x-axis? What's the option? xlab. So let me call it, we'll go with Minji's example. So her x, what was your x-axis? Deaths. And what is it in, like euros or? US dollar. Okay. And then the y was exports in US dollars. And we should give it a title. So the option for title is main. Okay. Title, we'll call it deaths against, exports against debts. Yeah, it's much nicer. Yeah? Now you said about the line, I forget how to do that, let me just look it up. I think it's something like AB line. Let me just check for you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll get to that in a second, I think. Right. Do you have a plot like this? Yes? So what else did you need to calculate in your report? Well, you needed to calculate the equation of the line and then the correlation, isn't it? Yeah. So let's do that part next, when you're ready. We're ready for that part? Yeah. So, let me just clear my screen. Is it okay if I clear it? Yeah, so I'll clear it. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to make a linear model. So I'll just call it linear model, or whatever you want to call it. And the function to make a linear model is Ln. And what you type in here is whatever you called your y, and then this squiggly symbol here, which maybe it's hard for you to see, it's, maybe if I type it in a notepad I can show you it bigger. Can you see that? I'll type it. Did I make the font bigger? Or I can't. Preference. Font and colors. Oh. Can you see it now? This is what I want, this tilde symbol here. Out of power? You have this typed? Yeah, okay. Anna, you have it typed though? Yeah. So I'll hit enter. Yeah, okay. So if I type in linear model, you should have something like this on your screen. So let me explain what this means. This value here is the intercept, and this value here is the coefficient of the x. So it's like saying y equals 0.02 plus 2.00x. That's what this means. Yeah? So let me see. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, I can. So if I type in AB line function linear model, it will add this line to my graph. Let me see what your graphs look like. They should be beautiful. Yeah. So you have negative. So as you work more, you live less, as I suspected. Yes. Okay. And let's have a look at yours. Have you got your graph? Here, let me now just press up a couple of times, and you can go back to it. So that you want this one here, and then we go back. Oh yeah, AB line, and then type in linear model. Yeah. Good. Enter. There we go. So you got your line there. Nice. And again, if you want, you can save this, export. So I think I'll save this too. Scatterplot or whatever. Good, isn't it? Yeah. So what else do you need to know for your line? You need to know the correlation, don't you? The correlation. So we can type in summary linear model. Now for me, my R squared was 0.9988. What did you get for your R squared? 90? And what did you get?
0.801.
Good, very good results. Okay, so we have our R squared here. Good, good, good. Okay, so that's our graph, and we've done some histograms. We've done the correlation and the line, mean, median, mode, quartiles, standard deviation. Anything else?
So
Yep.
the previous one is the way to find the formula.
Yeah, if I just type in linear model is the formula, and summary linear model gives me more information. So like it still tells me the model. You see here it says the coefficient of x is 2 in my one, and the intercept is 0.02. It's still the same information, but it gives me more information. A lot of this you don't need for this level, except for this one here, the R squared, 0.9988. If you're wondering, for example, what these here mean, my one, the slope I got was 2. What did you get for your slope? The x.
Negative 1.5.
Yeah, negative, and your one?
0.455.
Okay. Now, you see this number beside it?
Yeah.
This is like the error. What this is saying is that the slope is 2, but it could be plus or minus 0.04. So there's actually a bit of a wiggle on the slope. Likewise for the intercept. So like if I see yours, where is it? So you've got a 0.89, isn't it? Yeah. And for yours, you typed it in backwards.
Is it y?
Y and yeah. No problem though. Okay. What else do you need to do? What else do you need to do in your assignment? Have I left anything out? I think, unfortunately, I don't think the cumulative frequency graph. Do you have to do a cumulative frequency graph? Yeah. I don't know if that's built in. I need to check that for you. Let me check it. I have a funny feeling that unfortunately it's not built in. So let me just have a look. C, CF graph in or. Let's see. I might be wrong. Yes. Now it can make the cumulative frequency graph, you see here.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's not as easy as the other graphs. There's a few, well, maybe it's not too bad.
But can we represent the mean, the median, IQR in the cumulative frequency table chart?
Yeah, well, you can always type in summary, and then you can get the first quartile and the upper quartile. So here the interquartile range would be 7.09 minus 3.90. So I got 3.19 for the Y interquartile range. But I wonder if there's some easy way to make the graph, or do we have to? Well, I mean, if you want to make the graph, we can go through the steps, but unfortunately, it's not as simple as the other ones. Well, look, we can go through the steps and then, let's see. Sure, we'll try. Okay. No, I don't really want to. That's too difficult for you. Okay, I'm very sorry to tell you this, but as great as this program is, it's not great on cumulative frequency graphs. Easy. Easier way to plot. That's what we want. That's not easy. No. Sorry. I think you might be best for this one to plot it in Excel. Be easier for you. What did you do for your draft? Did you hand draw it or did you plot it? Hand draw. Okay. So for the final one, you want to plot. Do you know how to plot it in Excel? Yeah. Yeah, the cumulative. Yeah, you have to use. I guess it's actually Scatterplot as well in Excel. You've done that. You know how to do that. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It would be great if I could do everything easily here, but the cumulative frequency graph, unfortunately, is not built in. I don't know why. I'll have to try and find if there's an easy way to do it. But all the ways I'm finding are, 5 or 6 steps, which I don't really want to do. Okay, so apart from the cumulative frequency, I don't think there's anything else, is there? That's everything, yeah. Also, let me see. Well, you would have to put it on the IQR goes on the cumulative frequency graph. Yeah. And yes. I don't know because it depends on the teacher. So, like for example, for me, I don't mind if the student doesn't show it on the graph. But maybe Joan wants you to draw it in. So I won't say for Joan because that's her choice. But if you were to put it on the graph, it should go on the cumulative frequency graph. Yeah. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? No, so we did mean, median, mode. No, we didn't do mode, but we can't do mode because it's continuous. Lower quartile, upper quartile, interquartile range, min, max, correlation, the graph, the scatter plot, the histogram. The only thing is the cumulative frequency. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Are you typing this in Word, yeah? Except for the graphs which you drew on the page later, was it? Or and you put at the back? Yeah, okay. Are you going to stick with graph paper or are you going to try and make a graph? I feel like you're not trusting this or something. Sure, you can do both if you wanted to. I think it looks more professional to have a typed graph in the report though. And if you want to include your handwritten graphs at the back as an appendix, That's definitely good to do as well. Yeah. Okay. I think this gives you everything you need. Um, um, oh, I suppose the only other thing actually, if you really wanted to, let's see if I got it here. Yeah, if you look here, you see there's a little tab called History.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you click that? I see that. It should be a list of all your commands you typed in. It's very professional and appropriate to include, in an appendix at least, the commands you used to produce the results you produced. Because this way it means somebody else who was looking at your research could reproduce the same results that you got. So this is called reproducible research. Have you heard of this word before? But you understand what it means, reproducible research? Yeah. So I think it's quite good as well and quite professional if you can include your commands in your assignment also. Yeah, so it's in the history tab. Okay, I'll just leave it there. If you have any questions about the program, you can email me. If you find a tutorial that's very easy to understand on how to make a cumulative frequency, then please share it with me also. But I couldn't find anything that's easy to use. Okay, we'll leave it there, so.